Yes, hello, you people out there in YouTube land. Uh, where am I today? Well, I'm actually in a very small little park. This is the park that most people would just drive past and won't notice that they missed it. It's a small little park, but I must say, this is one of the most unique parks that you can find in Singapore. You don't believe me? Well, let me show you around. So this is Katong Park, a small little park near Fort Road with the usual amenities, surrounded by condominiums, many condominiums, a small little green area for people to visit. And you ask me, hey, so what's so interesting about this place? What makes this place so unique? What makes this place stands out from all the other places? Okay. First thing is, this park is one of Singapore's oldest park. And it used to be much bigger than this. It used to be a 2.8 hectare park, a public park, which originally faced the sea. Yeah, originally the sea used to come right up to the park's edge. Yeah, that was before land reclamation that began in 1966. But before that, in the 1950s and 1960s, this place here was a popular place for families and courting couples. So many Singaporeans, existence may need to thank this park for their existence, because their grandfathers and grandmothers would have dated each other here. And then it was one of the only public parks with swimming facilities at that time. Yes, that means that this place here in the past used to have a seawater swimming pool, and people used to come here to swim also. Are you sure? Yep, this park is old, but older than the Singapore Botanical Garden, which was created in 1859. And Singapore is such a small place. The place you're standing now, where you are standing, could be a former gravesite or a place of historical significance. You never know. Like, for example, Fort Canning Park stands on a hill. In the past, before the British came, the hill was a forbidden hill. Locals are not supposed to climb the hill. And it was said that the royalty used to bury their dead there. Later, the British put important buildings, government buildings, on top of the hill, and they also have a cemetery there too to bury their dead. Another interesting feature is these old trees. Yes, a lot of parks are much newer, and the trees are not so old. So they're not so wrinkled and garnered and crumpled. And look at the trees here. They are definitely very old. Look at the roots, look at the branches. Very old. Not many parks have such old trees. Wait a minute. That can't be true. I guess. But the trees at the Singapore Botanical Garden, some of the trees are over 120 years old. I'm sure those trees are much older than the trees at this park. I'm guessing. What about this? How many parks do you know have an archaeological dig site? Oh yeah. This place here has an old fort. An old British fort was here at this location. That's why you got the name Fort Road, because there is a fort. or an old or what remains of a fort at this location, which is partially dug up. The rest has been covered back up, so that in the future, if we need to dig it up again, we can, if we want to. How many places can say that? How many places can say that they have a real-life British fort, a British defensive fort along? Okay, because in the past, Katong Park used to be right next to the sea before land reclamation. Now it is inland, but in the past it used to be facing the sea. That's why you need to have a fort to protect yourself against, I guess, pirates, other armies, other country armies, people that you don't want to come. What about? Yes, I do agree. This fort here is quite old. But did you know, at Fort Canning Park, there's also an archaeological dig site too, where they found things that were older than this fort. Yup. And at the same park, there's also a British fort there that is not buried underground. And they also have, as most parks do, a toilet. And it's a very nice toilet too, looks very clean, with vending machines and sinks and places for you to do your business, if that is what you like to do at the park. That type of business in the park. Yes, I guess. Shouldn't all parks have toilets? I mean, logically, they should, I guess. But why would you want to go to toilet in the park? I'm sure your home toilets are much cleaner and smell better too. This place was also part of history. Mainly, it marks the beginning of the Confrontation, or the confrontation with Indonesia, where Indonesia opposed the formation of the Federation of Malaysia, of which Singapore was part of. So, on the 24th of September 1963, 3 bombs exploded at Katong Park. Terrorists planted bombs in front of the Ambassador Hotel along Mayor Road. Luckily, there were no casualties, only property damage to the nearby cars, as well as the window of the Ambassador Hotel, which was opposite the park. This park during that time was a very popular place for people to come for picnics, swim, and enjoy the seaside environment. Can't be. How about? I don't know if you know this, but during Confrontation, this location was not the only location bombed. Along Orchard Road, there was this building called McDonald's House, which was also bombed, and the bombing there cost the lives of 3 people. And much later, in the 1980s, there were also 2 other bombings along Orchard Road, 2 terrorist bombings along Faber House too, a part of Singapore history that is not often mentioned. And they also have a sort of like a walkway here, and with palm trees on the side. Not many places have a palm tree walkway. Isn't that unique? No? A bit, I guess. But the thing interesting about this pathway leads you towards a wall. Nowhere, it leads you nowhere. And they have a gazebo too. Look at this, a gazebo.
Then,
Ah, okay. If you want to talk about a gazebo, well, you should go to the Singapore Botanical Garden. They have a beautiful gazebo there. Very picturesque and a very popular place for people to take wedding photos. And also many palm trees too, if you like palm trees. And how many parks have a dog ride? Yes, a location for you to bring your dogs to run right next to a drain.
what about?
Dog runs, this kind of facility is getting more popular, and the more modern parks are actually installing such facilities for people nowadays. So it is not really a very unique feature of parks nowadays. Oh yeah, yeah. One unique feature is they also have a playground for kids to play and an exercise area for adults to play. So even though it's a small park, you can have entertainment for both young and old. Well, playgrounds. One of the better playgrounds in Singapore. You will need to go to the West Coast Park. At this playground, you have a Viking ship. You can climb up this structure too and slide along these lines. It's a much better playground than most place has, and it's at West Coast Park. This park used to face the sea, but unfortunately, due to land reclamation, it no longer does. The only water feature here is this drain. Or, to make it sound better, a canal.
Okay. I'm sure.
Well, if you want to talk about water features, a lot of parks has many beautiful water features. Some places have reservoirs or reservoirs with the S behind. Then you have also rivers, actual rivers, and some rivers have an old railway bridge too. What about a beach and the sea? Some places even have a creek or a man-made lake. There's even a hot spring somewhere in Singapore. A hot spring. So there are many places, many parks with much better water features than this place. Okay. I guess this place is not as unique as I thought. But it's still a good park to come and visit. Okay, that's about it. Alright, see you next time for the next adventure. Like, share, and subscribe, and join me for my next adventure. I also have a PayPal and a Patreon to support me on that. Or even then, just watch some of my old videos. Until next time, bye bye.
Okay, that's about it. Alright, see you next time for the next adventure. Like, share, and subscribe, and join me for my next adventure. I also have PayPal and Patreon to support me on that. Or even then, just watch some of my old videos. Until next time, bye bye.